State Film Festival, and here with me today, I have Jack Forsanito, Andy Kostelik, and Giannis Shalenz. How are you all doing today?
Very good. Hello from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah.
Ooh, how's the weather out there right now?
Gloomy.
Yeah, gloomy rainy today.
I'm sorry to hear about that. But so, guys, Blue Boy, could you tell our live viewers a bit about your film?
Sure, yeah. Blue Boy, we have a kind of a neo-noir based around the world of boxing. 21 minutes long, which is a little bit longer of a short film for us. And basically, it's based around a washed-up boxer in Las Vegas, Sin City there, who his life's turned upside down after he's approached by an up-and-coming fighter. So a little bit of a drama, a little bit of a romance, and a little bit of a thriller there. So with a very heavy noir aesthetic to it.
Now, Andy, you directed, wrote, and produced Blue Boy. Jack, you starred in this, and Giannis, you worked with cinematography, correct?
Correct.
So, what inspired you, Andy, for the writing of Blue Boy?
Blue Boy is probably an amalgamation of probably the most elements that have gone into short film for me. I was passing through Las Vegas back in 2020. I've always had a massive affinity for the noir aesthetic, both classic and kind of the newer stuff. And I'd also been reading some Hemingway at the time, and his short story 50 Grand came up about a wash. So, just throwing all those elements together and really wanting to, before that, I think this team, we'd always been a lot of just straight drama kind of stories, and we hadn't implemented so much of a genre sense to it. So back in 2020, Blue Boy was one of three that we did kind of all back to back that was really tackling more of a genre feel to it. So, and that included language, that included, thriller aspects to it, heavy influencing cinematography, with all that contrast and lighting and colors. So yeah, it was a bunch of things back in 2020 that kind of came together for Blue Boy.
And so how did the three of you come together?
Oof. No, so let's take that. Yeah.
I went to a film festival. I think it was a 48-hour film festival, and I saw Andy's film there that he had done with just him and his wife. Very simple film, ended up winning here in Albuquerque. And later on, I'd seen a bigger film of theirs where it was a pretty big cast, and yet again, only him and his wife did it together. And I was very impressed, and I approached him. What year was that? 2015. And since then, we've done 13 together. Well,
over 13 together.
Over 13 together. Every time trying to make things a little bit more challenging and kind of building our craft in the process. And that's when I met Andy, and then Jack came into the picture a little bit later when I'll let you guys take over on that.
Yeah, I think Jack was a recent transplant to New Mexico. I think back in 2015, and just standard process, auditioned, and I rejected him the first time around, and opportunity came up very soon after that, and then I used Jack 9 times consecutively after that. So he's an incredible actor to work with. So and then everyone knew each other from then, and here we are.
And we actually knew each other as actors also because we did a movie called Making a Killing, a feature film together, Andy and I, and we met on the set. And I had previously, like Andy said, had auditioned one of those self-tape auditions for him, but didn't get the job. And then, we hit it off from there. And then, we've been working together ever since.
We've done a lot. Yeah.
So you filmed Blue Boy during the pandemic?
We did. Yeah, we did it. We did it summer 2020.
Wow.
A bit of a fever dream that summer. I think 2021. And and it was nestled between 2 other films that, kind of treating it almost like a feature, trying to approach the feature world and trying to, kind of get a similar workflow to what something like that would be. So, it was, we skeleton crew for the most part. We've always kind of worked that way. We like keeping it intimate, so which helped during that era. It was an interesting time doing it. No one likes working that way, but
no one got sick.
No one got sick. Lucky all through all 3, and and Blue Boy was probably the biggest of all of them, cast wise and crew wise. But kept it intimate and did a little stretch and did a little bit of shooting in Las Vegas. We kept that small, so that's kind of been our workflow, kind of all the way through the shorts. Just kind of keep everything small, anyways. So
got to Vegas, unloaded, set up, shot for 2 hours, got in the car, went back.
Yeah.
So you filmed this during the summer of 2021?
Correct.
Okay. And I mean, with, production and I obviously this isn't your first time doing a film, but you were saying a little bit about like how you had a big cast and crew working on this, but like what would you say regulations wise, if anything was made difficult for this film?
For COVID,
Yes.
I think, masking up for the most part. A lot of the people I'm working with, Jack and Giannis, they're usually working on the bigger productions that are coming through New Mexico, anyways, as it's a hub for some of these bigger things. So they're being tested regularly throughout the week, and then masking up, personal protective PPE, right? Personal protective gear we took very seriously on the set, and then I think. Did it slow down our workflow? I think because the machine had been pretty well oiled by that time, having done several films together before then. I really wouldn't say any of the COVID restrictions or anything that we implemented slowed anything down. I mean, if anything, maybe it made it. Maybe we just took that as a challenge. Maybe that just kind of worked its way into the film, knowing we were working against that, and that's not a thing you want to work against. But I think the idea of doing nothing during that time was scary to everyone, in film and beyond. So took that as a healthy challenge and did as much as we could.
Well, I mean, also if considering no one got sick, I think that's where your biggest setback comes in production. Is someone, especially cast-wise, gets sick, then you're down for that time. Considering that never happened,
right? I guess we
never had like huge roadblocks about it because no one ever got sick. Everything else is you do during wearing masks and stuff like that, or getting tested ahead of time. And yeah, me working on some of the bigger sets that come through town, I'm at least 3 days a week getting tested anyway.
I mean, I'm glad everybody made it through okay, and you have this wonderful project that's now gotten into the Garden State Film Festival. I mean, so how many years have you guys, I guess, is this your first year with the Garden State Film Festival?
Actually, Jack, I'll let you take that. Yeah.
No, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm originally from Jersey. I grew up in South Jersey. Yeah, Vineland.
Ooh.
And spent my summers in Wildwood and that whole area.
Mm-hmm.
My family's still there. I just went out to LA when I was younger and then bounced around.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we Making a Killing, the film I had mentioned earlier, was a feature film. Devin Hume was the director of that, and I think it won Best Picture in the Garden State Film Festival.
Okay.
Yeah,
a few years back, about 3 or 4 years ago, right?
Yeah. So in an acting capacity, Jack and I were featured at Garden State, and I know that team really loved being there that year, and so as an acting capacity, yes, and then in a kind of as a filmmaking team, this would be the first time at Garden State, and it's one that I had always kind of aimed for, and I'm glad that maybe it's a mindset and ideology and appreciation for something in Blue Boy that it seems like the East Coast kind of maybe resonates with East Coast maybe just a little bit more. So we were very happy that got into Garden State.
I was with Andy when you got the email.
That's right.
I was right there. I was at his house when you got the email. You got pretty excited.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about this as like a boxing-esque movie, and we have Philadelphia right there. I'm pretty sure Stallone ran up those steps, So
and Jack being from Jersey and Jack, done boxing when he was younger, it just kind of all seemed it all fit in. So yeah, I was really happy for this one. Yeah.
I would love to know a bit about each of your backgrounds in your respective works, if you care to share.
Yeah, I should take that.
Brief background: I am German. I grew up in Spain. Eventually came to the States in about 1995. stayed a few years, finished high school in Costa Rica after that, and came back here. I actually wanted to get into sound originally, and then once I got into that, as far as studying it, I just kind of didn't enjoy it. But I had to take a video class as part of my program, and fell in love with that instead. That was about 2007 when I got out of that, the studying part. And then I moved to New Mexico shortly after that during the 2008 crisis. And, you know, kind of found my way through into the union, meeting people, met Andy, met Jack. And, you know, I mean, I've done some smaller shorts before that, but I don't believe that my career or my talent really started to show until I got together with these guys. And, you know, as you can see above our heads, all these posters, these are all
You,
shown together.
Mhm.
And yeah, just kind of, you know, kept going from there, and got to a point where, you know, we did 2 more this past year in 2022. And those are soon to come.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, for me, I'm a New Mexico native here. Grew up just south of Albuquerque in Bosque Farms, and you know, it's a pretty classic thing, I'd say. I think parents just bringing home the right movies. Mom's a librarian, really pushing the storytelling and literature, and that eventually found its way into film. And I picked that up in middle school and high school, and there wasn't a lot going on here for film in New Mexico like it is now. So I sought opportunities elsewhere first. They kind of took me on a writing, directing, acting end. And then eventually found my way back here. Started a production company, and really started kicking those shorts in preparation for a feature. So, and this being, 2023 all in, that's 15 shorts for me, onto the feature now. So I think we've all put in the work, honed the skills enough to give a good shot at the feature now. So, but yeah, pretty homegrown.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
Pretty classic story of just wanting to tell stories and having an appreciation for all the aspects. I think I first wanted to come out as an actor, but eventually found a love for all the different elements that go into it. So we will see where that takes me. Wow,
To Jack.
To Jack. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not as eloquent as these guys. Like I said, I grew up in Jersey. As a young guy, I just loved film. I just loved the movies. I grew up on that stuff. So I decided early on to started taking the acting lessons, getting on stage, doing all that. And in my early 20s, I went out to LA, bounced around, and I've worked, fairly consistently over the years between films, whether it's lower budget or stage. And, I've had a pretty half decent career anyway. You know what I mean? Never had that big shot. But I still work, which is nice. And how I got here in Albuquerque is a long story, but it was a blessing in disguise. It's like funny how life takes you in certain directions. And meeting this guy here and this guy here it's been the best thing that's ever happened to me in my life. I mean, I'm making the kind of work, I'm doing the kind of work now that I've always wanted to do. Making these beautiful films, and I couldn't be happier. Yeah. So
I love hearing about how, I mean, you all seem to have pretty profound backgrounds in what it is that you're doing, and it's such a pleasure to talk to you. I mean, I have to say, you all seem like not old enough for how much experience you're talking about.
Yeah, we're very nice.
I'm like, Giannis, was born in 97 and you look about my age, so I'm not sure if that doesn't sound right. Yeah.
I'm 31. So.
Great. So it's such a pleasure to get to talk to you guys today. And you are going to try to make it out to New Jersey?
I definitely am. Like I said, my family's back there, so I'm trying. I'm just going to try to juggle some things and make it happen.
Well, I do so hope to get to meet you all in person, face to face, because you seem like such a wonderful trio. If you don't end up making it out, Jack, it's been such a pleasure talking to you today. And thank you for jumping on. To all three of you, thank you so much for taking this time with me. You guys, you can all see Blue Boy screening on Saturday, March 25th at Asbury Hall from 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. And you can buy your tickets at Garden State Film Festival, gsff.org/tickets. You guys, again, thank you so much for joining with me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and weekend, and I so hope to meet you in person.
Thank you, Emily.
Bye.
Very sweet.